Alright, fellow pops, welcome back to channel. My name's Jose, and I'm so excited to finally get this content out to you guys. Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 in virtual reality. So we're going to go over three big things today. Number one, we're going to go over my hardware, what I'm running specifically, and the two headsets I have, and which one I recommend for you guys. The second thing is my specific graphic settings and how that's going to affect my FPS. And the third thing is we're going to go over a list, and I'm going to link it below. This list, somebody in the VR beta actually went through all the settings and did some math and figured out the cost to FPS. So I know this is a real big deal because there's a lot of us in the flight sim community that are trying to squeeze out every last FPS, whether we're in DCS, X-Plane, Aerofly, and all the other sims, right? We're trying to get the best FPS, especially in VR. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. And we're gonna be using my VR flight sim pit here in the background. So some of you guys might know this already. I'm not a real pilot. I'm actually an air traffic controller at Miami International Airport. And this is my hobby, right? So I'm a super huge geek. I'm a super huge nerd. I actually use this same Nikon here camera that I'm recording this to take pictures when I'm on my breaks. I'll stand on the catwalk for my 30-minute breaks and I'll take pictures, and I'll literally go back and continue working the same planes I was just talking to, just because I'm that much of a nerd, right? So anyways, guys, welcome to the channel. My name's Jose. We're gonna get into this before I keep on having to do like 10 more takes of this video. It's quite painful, but let's get into the content. Welcome to the channel.
All right, guys, so the first thing we're going to talk about is my computer. I'm currently running an i7 9700K overclocked to 5.0, which it is water cooled. I have 32 gigabytes of HyperX DDR4 4000 megahertz at the time. Now, I keep my boot disk on an M.2 Evo 970, and I also have another one, which is where I store all my VR titles so everything loads fast. And my GPU, it's an Asus ROG Strix RTX 3090 OC edition, which comes with an overclock. That's why it's the OC edition. But on top of that, you can overclock it even further. And it is probably one of the best RTX 3090s. I did have to sell my last GPU and a few other things to pick it up. But yep, that's what I'm currently running now. And I absolutely love it for VR, which is all I do. And I do have a 1000-watt power supply in here. And that's what's making this all work. All right, guys, so this is what I was referring to as far as your FPS cost to performance ratio, which as BD has made for us, so I'm going to link it here for us. He talks about here how it's still in active development. Again, I'm recording this a few days early because once we're out of VR, this should hopefully move into the other section, which everyone has access to it. Now, he's going to literally go here into a definition. Now, under the settings, he talks about the performance impact, everything as far as render scaling, the anti-aliasing, the terrain level of detail, and this is super helpful. He even gives his recommendations here at the bottom, so this is, again, going to be a huge help for everyone who's looking at VR. And again, the link is going to be below, so you guys can click through this, read through it, tweak your heart's, to your heart's content, and really just have fun. But yeah, so as we scroll down, let's take a real quick look to what he recommends. It's a basic start, and then from there, start bumping things up. So we'll just take a quick look at that. But from here, we're going to go into my settings, and they're actually pushed significantly higher than this. I believe he was running a GTX 1080 and an i5 8600K. So depending on your headset, depending on what you're running, your performance is definitely going to vary. So let's check out what my settings are. All right, so now we're moving on to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Now, I would recommend a few things. First of all, make sure your computer's up to date. Make sure you've updated Microsoft Flight Simulator. And the last thing, depending on how you are about it, your GPU drivers. Sometimes when NVIDIA releases new drivers for their GPUs, I like to wait. I did not have Cyberpunk 2077. Then they released some new drivers supporting that even more. And what I had was working good, so I chose not to update it. Now, when I picked up Cyberpunk, I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and update it. So I did it, and I think I've had some issues. I'm not sure, but with my G2 specifically and Microsoft Flight Sim, I'm not sure if it's that or some WMR drivers, but currently my Oculus performance is significantly better. So if you guys are considering one or the other, I would say if you currently have a Rift S, maybe hang on to that for a little bit, just because the cost of performance is not quite there yet. And I have an RTX 3090, and my G2 seems to be struggling. The graphics things I'm going to show you now, it's what I have for the Oculus Quest 2, so it's pretty high. Now, the last thing we're going to talk about here before we get into the setting specifically, it's going to be the dev mode. This is how I show off my FPS. A lot of you may not know, but come over here under development mode, click on, you hit apply, you get this bar up top, and then from here, you get to display your FPS. Now, this does have a glitch in it, which, let's say, for example, like, you know what, I don't want that anymore, and you just decide to close dev mode. Actually, it worked that time. So the glitch is when you hit exit dev mode, it actually leaves your FPS display up there. If that happens, you're going to come into general, you're going to turn off dev mode through here. So I'm actually surprised that it worked because I just did it 2 minutes ago. Anyways, so my glitch of the glitch did not work. My glitch glitched. So let's talk about the graphics here real fast. Let's do number one. We're going to get graphics and VR graphics. We get traffic and VR traffic. And the third menu at the bottom, VR mode. So as you see, I'm not using this menu in virtual reality. They have said that's going to come to us upon release. Again, I'm filming a day early because I'm down, but this menu should be available to you in VR. And actually, my last video in DCS, some of you guys got pretty sick as I was in VR in the menu, and it was pretty nauseating as I moved my head a lot. So we're leaving this in 2D for now. You can leave this in 2D and switch to VR while you are in the cockpit flying. Now, the couple main keys we're going to have is Control Tab to jump into VR, the toolbar toggle. It's the toolbar up top. You hit Tab, and the camera reset, which is spacebar. So you put your head back, you sit up straight, you hit spacebar, and that resets your seating position. Now, the VR, which is a cockpit focus, it's a right click on your mouse as represented over here. This pretty much does a zoom for you. Instead of you physically leaning in, it leans in for you. It's what it feels like. It's more of a zoom, not quite a lean in, but your choice. I like to lean in because I can. I've used the zoom maybe once or twice, but normally I just lean in. Now that we've been over this at the bottom, let's go to the top. The good thing about having the split graphics is when you guys set up your VR graphics, it does not affect your in-game graphics. So that is good news, right? So a lot of times on some titles, if you play 2D or VR, one setting affects the other, and we get both. So they work independently from each other. And I will have a small disclaimer. I have found often when I'm in VR and I slide everything to the left to low, things don't seem to kind of take. I kind of have to exit, I don't even know if to the main menu, but if not, I've just closed the whole sim, rebooted it, and everything has actually improved. The other thing was I did swap headsets, so I've seen a lot better performance with my Oculus Quest 2. Now, let's forget about my regular graphics. Let's go into the VR graphics. Now, the render scaling, I'm running at 100. If you guys are running a G1 or a G2, I recommend you put your render scaling at 80 or possibly 70. 60 and 50 render scaling, it's awful. I can't do it. I don't like it. And also, depending on your GPU, the anti-aliasing, you guys might be able to keep this on TAA, which is temporal anti-aliasing, which is the highest quality, and as you see on the right, at the highest cost, but it actually works pretty well. Now, the terrain level of detail, again, I was able to slide some of these items to the right, and you will find that they are, they're going to cost me some FPS, but I found a happy medium. Again, this is what I'm running right now. Volumetric clouds, again, are pretty taxing, so keep that in mind. We have high buildings, trees, grass and bushes. Grass and bushes was another one that I felt that was pretty intense, especially with the G2. Now, let me be clear, I could not run this in the G2 for whatever reason. I'm assuming it's a software issue. So once they figure that out, I will update you guys and I will go back to flying with my G2. But these are the settings that I'm running. These are actually pretty good for VR. I think so at least. So the other thing is we're going to go to traffic. Traffic does seem to have a hit, especially the airport, especially when I go to an international airport. Those large airports are really just intense. and I mean they will just eat 5+ FPS. And we're talking about, I normally hang around 30 FPS, so 5 plus puts me to 25. And if I'm in an area at 25 FPS, which I can fly at that low FPS, believe it or not, due to the way that the software runs, flying at 20 is not, I literally cannot do 20 for whatever reason. And I know you guys are thinking, oh, how are you running at 30 FPS? You should be running at 90 or a million or whatever. No, just forget what you think you know about FPS. This is running a little bit different. 30 FPS is really what you want to be your target. It's absolutely amazing. It's hard to explain, so just take my word for it. And if you disagree, well then that's fine. You guys can have your opinion. Feel free to try it with my setup or a setup from a friend that has it, and I think your opinion might change if you guys are going to see those same FPS with that setup. So anyways, let's move on. So this is what I have set up here. I'm pretty happy with it. Actually, I like road vehicles a little higher. So we'll just hit apply for some, drop that down. But since there's not a lot of boats anyways, I just maxed that out. So yeah, these are the settings. If you guys have questions, comments, concerns, let me know. Let's jump into the footage. I know this is a long video, but again, it's my video for Microsoft Flight Sim. There's a lot into it, and I want to be able to refer people back here if they have any questions as far as what I'm doing, what my setup is. I feel like I get a lot of questions on that. So again, here we go. Let's jump into our first flight. All right, Philip. So for today's first flight, we are experiencing a pretty epic sunrise out of Southampton. We're over the UK right now, and yeah, this is actually pretty amazing. You know what? I should have looked up what some of these buildings here are. This one structure here is kind of interesting. I'm sure somebody knows. Guys, if you guys know what this structure is here, I'm currently facing south over this river. I don't know what it is, the name of it is, but we have this huge building here. Check that out. Right next to this highway. I'm sure somebody here watching knows what this highway is, and I'm sure some of you guys live here. This is crazy. So we're gonna land up ahead. Or you know what, we just might switch it up. Let's check out the performance. So as you guys see on the on-screen display, this is the best way that I figured out to show you guys the FPS, as well as show you guys what I see. Again, anything above 25 frames per second is really smooth, and on top of that, anything between 30 to 40 milliseconds is, for the frame time, is very smooth too. So I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how it works, but it's not quite like DCS or the other sims that you need some really insane frame rates. Now I will say right around here, yeah, I'm dipping a little bit, so this is probably the limit for most people, but for me, there is a little bit of a reprojection going on right now because I'm so low to the ground, and also I'm running quite an insane you know, settings. They're really stinking high. You know, that looks like that could be a good little runway. Just looking for somewhere to land. This is the best thing about the X Cub. You just pick a field and put her down. All right, we'll put it right over here. And this is where we live. This is our humble home right here at the top of the hill. That was awesome. Look at how good this looks. I mean, minus the floating street lights, but guys, this looks amazing. My frame rate says 27. Yeah, it's actually not that bad. Oh, look at these clouds. Don't hit the wing. All right, if I don't hit the wing, I'm taking off. And look at this. Here we go. Pull up right above that tree. So let's see how high we have to get for the FPS to improve. We're currently 200 feet. Let's go. Flaps up. Frame rate says still at 26. Actually, we're climbing really slow. And we're also climbing right into super densely populated area up ahead. So this is already very smooth for me. I mean, it was smooth when I took off. Yeah, look at that. It's already at 35 FPS, so you guys can actually run it significantly lower and it's still gonna look pretty good. I mean, the way this is set up, I have buildings drawn like so far out, it's crazy. So look at that. I mean, I don't know if you guys can because of the way I'm recording, but all right, here we go, guys. Let's jump to the next location. All right, so for the second location, I've chosen live weather, and you guys saw the name. We're over here at LUKLA. We're all by ourselves, which is kind of interesting because I'm online. Now, man, this king air always just wants to go. We need every last inch we can get, so we're gonna make sure we turn around and we get that. All right, so I know everybody was here early on, but this is honestly the best way to do it. Frame rate is very good. This is so smooth. Those are the people I just dropped off. The rich family over here. They're like, you know what? Let's go to LUKLA. Let's go. Whoa, he's like drifting over there. That is hilarious. And actually, where's he gonna drive to? If this van gets on this road, I'm just gonna die laughing. All right, we're gonna go. We got a warning sign. Definitely means we should go. Look at this. Holy smokes. I feel like we're not going fast enough. Left rudder. Oh, we're going really slow. What did I do wrong? Oh, we're sinking. All right. Gear up. And we're stalling in VR. There we go. Speed's climbing. Flaps up. Wow. This is amazing. Look at the water. Or I guess the waterfall, whatever that's supposed to be there. All right. Yeah, it looks like the winds are really gusty in here. Yeah, look, I'm holy smokes. Yeah, I'm flying pretty stable. Yeah, we're getting bounced around quite a bit. Now, this isn't complete without an approach, so let's make our way back over there. If I can turn. This doesn't feel right. This is how I like to fly my King Airs, 90-degree right angles, perpendicular to the ground. All right, we're gonna start reducing this throttle. We're coming in for the visual here. We're probably already a little too low. What is wrong? Either I'm a terrible pilot. Something just feels off with this King Air. It's probably just me. All right, so here we go. We got the field in sight right over there. Gear is going down. Flaps are 1. I think we got some crazy winds. We're going flaps full. Throttle's back. Oh my gosh, we're going so fast. All right, we're bleeding off that speed. 9,300 feet. Let's take a quick peek. This looks gorgeous. Oh yeah, we're gonna stall. Oh no. No. Oh, we're gonna stop. Watch this. Here we go. Beep. We've made it. Welcome. All right, that was a lot of fun. Let's go check out another destination. This was crazy. All right, fellow pots, welcome back. And this is actually going to be kind of interesting. As we're flying in the Airbus 320, we're about to land at Santiago, Chile, with some really nice thunderstorms building up around us. Let's see if I can, man, I really wish we had the controls. All right. We're a little high on the approach here. I go ahead and throw the speed brakes out. Feels about 9 miles away right in front of us. And we're on a visual approach because we got the field in sight. And I did not tune in anything, so we're descending well. Here we are. We're 9,300 feet, 240 knots. I think we'll be just fine. Now this weather, it's actually performing, with the weather, it's performing pretty good. Again, I just saw a minute ago was at 45 on the frame time, millisecond, and the frame rate was around 2022. And I don't know how to explain to you guys, this is still so smooth. This is just kind of ridiculous how this stuff works in here. All right, we're just gonna try to line up here. There we go, we got the field in sight. 4,700 feet. Yeah, we're gonna drop the gear now. Flaps 1. Man, we are coming in pretty hot. Alright, flaps 2. Check out the traffic down there. This looks so good. Look at the scenery. This is crazy. This is, to me, is one of the best things, is having this weather, which is, it's pretty dynamic. You never know what you're gonna get. Right now we've completely lost the field. We're gonna full flaps, winds 270 at 6, so off our left here. Man, we're gonna get the runway in sight at the last second. Holy smokes. Oh, guys, that was terrible. That's why I probably should have shot an ILS or something. And we have opposite direction traffic. We're gonna play chicken. This is gonna be in the blooper reel, or maybe I'll just leave it in. Oh, this is a good shot. Sweet. That is so trippy flying from outside in VR. I've never done this. Also, excuse me, sir. We're sharing runways here. Alright guys, so that was my terrible approach into Santiago, Chile, but just wanted to switch it up, just throw a different scenario with some weather as I run through these. I'll look, the airport's here to ask me some questions about that. Alright guys, let me adjust the cabin lighting here real fast. As we get ready to land at Miami International Airport. Let me also reset this. So I will say, guys, overall, the scales on most of the aircraft feel really good. This is probably one of the few that feels either it feels small or just is that small, considering I was last flying the Airbus. But as you can see, the sun is setting, or has already set. We're currently over Virginia Key. We got the moon shadow right there. Not the moon shadow, the moon reflection. Crandon Park right over here. Port of Miami, 12 o'clock. Got South Beach over here to the 1 o'clock. And I have to say, all these monitors are so bright. So bright. How do I lower the brightness? Alright guys, so we're at 4,000 feet, left turn on a base to final. We got a couple of aircraft inbound Miami. I'm gonna go put her down, and this is looking so good. Check this out. This is the entrance where all the cruise ships come into Miami. Port of Miami here to the left. South Beach right here. Ocean, was it Ocean Drive? Looks so good. $260 knots, 2,900 feet. We're a little high and fast, but we'll be fine. We're on a visual approach. We're gonna go ahead and put the speed brakes out. 2,500 feet. And this is actually playing so smooth. Yeah, 30 FPS, man. It feels like it's honestly way higher. Alright, we're gonna head and drop the gear. Take off the speed brakes. And we're gonna go flaps 1. Here we go. Alright, to the right we have Opelika, Fort Lauderdale. There's Opelika over there at the 2 o'clock. And we are on a visual approach from runway 26 right at Miami International Airport. We're gonna go full flaps now. This is so good. Let's see if we can do this. Man, these colors look amazing. I mean, everything on the G2 is improved over the G1. The colors, the comfort, the audio. Honestly, if you can sell your G1 and get $200-300 for it and upgrade, it's totally worth it. If you're planning on keeping them both, that doesn't really make sense. And we're still a little high.
500.
So I am noticing some reprojection going on here. Yeah, I can tell we're at 20 FPS. It's still surprisingly smooth, but I do notice the reprojection when it's happening. All my lights are on. We were floating. There we go. Just missed my turn off there at Zulu. I think we'll grab Kilo 3 up here. Sweet. All right, so we exit right in front of FedEx. There's Miami Tower, right where I work. We'll bring it back to... Oh, I'm actually having a really hard time steering this. Look at that. This looks so good. The panels on this plane. I mean, look at this. I could read everything just fine. There's a county escort vehicle wondering what I'm doing. Alright, so I had my reverse thruster still on. And you know what, there's someone parked over there at Signature. This is customs for Miami. Let's see if we can make it into Signature without messing this up. Ah, county vehicle took me out. That's interesting. All right, we're gonna go left. It's funny how the aircraft are off, but they look like they still have lights inside. Why do they turn off their lights as I get closer? And I think I'm on the wrong side of this dude. So we're gonna go ahead and park with this guy right here at the signature ramp. There's a fence right there. Holy smokes, this is gonna be a tight turn. I don't think I'm gonna make this. I'm gonna try. Holding that left brake. Let's see. He's telling me to stop. Alright, cool. Thanks, man. Anyways, guys, we just parked here at Miami. Super terrible parking with my fellow ATC guys on the ramp helping me out. Let's check out the next one. Alright, fellow pilots, so looks like we're gonna run our last flight here in New York. And I chose this for a couple reasons. Number one, because it's New York. And there's no real benchmark in Microsoft Flight Sim unless you're running through New York, right? Now, I've done another video here in New York with a DC-3. I'll link that above if you guys are interested and if you guys love Frank Sinatra. But that was such an awesome flight to do. And this one, honestly, this is amazing. You know, it's Christmas. We got Christmas coming up now. We have some snow up here, right? We don't get snow here in Miami, but I've set the weather to have some snow, although I removed the snow that was falling. As you can see, we have some icing, light icing on our canopy here. And if you guys are curious what I'm flying the Long Easy. This is by India Fox Echo. I'll link it below. He has quite a few pretty awesome aircraft coming up. And I own this one and a few other ones that he's made. And let me show it to you from the outside. This is a real plane. It's such a unique design. And my gear's down. Let's put the gear up, right? This plane seats 2. Super awesome. We're in the Thunderbird livery. And the frame rates, yeah, this is probably the lowest frame rates I've gotten. Again, it's pretty bearable. I would not fly in it, if that makes sense. I know a lot of people, you guys love your FPS and you guys need a million, so again, I've decided to not change my FPS throughout this flight, or I'm sorry, not my FPS, but my settings. I've left my settings the same. I'm not going to tweak them. But if you decided to tweak them, the flight would obviously be smoother. I've done quite a bit of tweaking, and I kind of like having them on high for most of the flying that I do that's not in downtown Manhattan. So, oh, check this out. Looks like we got some other traffic right above us. Wait, was that the Empire State Building? MetLife, that's crazy. I think this might be it. I don't know which one it is. Wow, this is crazy. Actually, where's let's find Central Park. Oh, we do have AI traffic on, so we have JFK, LaGuardia, Newark right around us. There's traffic departing. Let me see how this looks. It's interesting. Even 20 some FPS on this monitor recording does not look terrible. Wow, check that out as the sunrise is hitting the tops of the buildings. That is just impressive. Yeah, this is crazy. Oh, there's the airport over there. I'm not sure which one that is. I mean, this is stunning. Sometimes I just fly around and I'm just kind of in awe at how amazing this looks. The 3D depth that you get from proper VR. Yeah, all right. I was gonna say this definitely felt so smooth. 30 FPS is the place to be. So I'm over Manhattan right now, and again, if you're not hugging the buildings down there, you're gonna see my FPS are gonna continue to improve, and everything in the distance looks really good too. Wow. So guys, we have that Facebook group for Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 VR. I've been pretty liberal with the content that goes up there just because there was no actual VR and we were all under NDA. But the idea behind it is to share pictures, content, questions, whatever you have, reference Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 VR. And I'll tell you what, there's nothing cooler than being here in VR and seeing other traffic fly around like that. Whether it's AI or other people. It's always really cool to see that. Got the Statue of Liberty over there. What we really need is some helicopters. And but this long easy is it's so nice to fly. Gotta trim this up just a bit. Look at this. Look at how good this looks. This is crazy. I wish we had the controllers. This is kind of frustrating. I have to grab my mouse and stuff. Heater? Oh yeah, we probably need the heater on. This is the gear lever right here. It's a gear knob. You have to roll it. The gear goes down. Joystick on the right. Fuel selector right between us. Statue of Liberty. Got some tankers right here, I guess waiting to dock. Look at this shot right here. What in the world? Clouds, I believe, are on either high or medium. Alright, we're gonna go land up ahead. Whatever airport that is. It's interesting, if you notice this aircraft, it does, I think this aircraft actually shows a good amount of wear. Look at that. Oh, check out the sunlight on my canards. Alright, we're pulling up to Newark. There we go. I see it here on the map. There's quite a bit of traffic there. I'm not from New York, so I don't know exactly where all these airports are. I just know that we have Newark, JFK, LaGuardia, amongst quite a few more up here. Oh, I like the ice is coming off the runway as we approach it. That's so awesome. I'm being sarcastic. I actually would prefer it didn't do that, but that's fine. Alright, we're gonna start throttling back. Throw gear down, check it out. Little crank. You can see right down through. And yeah. Straight in, runway 29? 29. Still going fast. Gonna put her down anyways. Alright. Hit the brakes. I think we have terminal to the left. We got the tower over there. We're gonna exit to the right. Go to the FBO. And Paz, just want to say, for the guys that's your first time here, welcome. If you guys have any questions, hit me up in the comments. Hopefully I can help out. But yeah, Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 in VR, it's pretty epic. Still has a little bit of work, so it actually gets to the point where I think a lot of people are going to really want to fly it on a daily basis. But as of right now, I think it's a really good start. And this is just, honestly, this is amazing. I mean, the graphics here are awesome. Look at this, the reflections here. It's interesting, not all these panels are even with each other. So again, welcome to the channel. We're going to keep on throwing up some more VR content, and thanks for watching. Quite a long video, but I just wanted to get a couple flights in, a couple scenarios, show you guys some FPS, and hopefully I'll keep tweaking it, and I'll have some better results next time, and hopefully a little bit better video. All right, guys, be well. Welcome. What is happening? Okay, the plane stopped.